Hello and welcome to Anime Memories, and on this episode I'm going to be talking about 5 centimeters per second. When this movie first came out, there was an unreal amount of hype around it. There were 2 reasons for this, and the first is the director Makoto Shinkai, who had built up a sizable fan base from his previous film, Voices of a Distant Star. The second is that the DVDs initially had a limited release, so once they sold out, they were going for outrageous prices. Some of them even sold for over $150. This gave the movie somewhat of a legendary status. If you own the DVD, that really meant something. So, would it be worth paying $150 for this? No. Fuck no. It's only an hour long. $150 is way too much. But would it be worth paying the standard $30, which is what I paid for it? That is a much harder question, and I had to take a serious look at this before I could come up with an answer. Takaki and Akari are 2 elementary school students who share a special bond. They have very similar interests and beliefs to the point where it seems like they were made for each other. This fairy tale doesn't last though. Once elementary school is over, Akari has to move due to her parents finding employment in another city. Takaki is completely shattered by this news, and you get to see how this affects his life throughout the film's 3 acts. From the synopsis, I'm sure you can tell that this isn't a happy anime. There are a few light spots, however the majority of the plot is very depressing. And while I hate to start on a negative, I feel like I have to talk about my biggest issue with the film first. As the story progresses, it becomes way too melodramatic. At the beginning, I really felt for Takaki. Having your best friend and the love of your life taken away at such a young age, that sucks. That really sucks. It's a horrible situation to be in. But over time, I grew more and more frustrated until I finally said, dude, come on. Get over yourself and move on. The film makes it seem like if your childhood crush moves away, your life will be forever changed and the unbearable pain will be with you for so many years. No, okay, no. That's not how it works. Again, it's a shitty situation and I'm sure the pain would be around for a while, but it's not going to take years upon years for it to subside. As cold as it might sound, life continues on. You will meet new people and you will be happy again. But honestly, I think I'm focusing way too much on the negatives because that whole rant is mostly about the last 10 minutes or so. The first 50 minutes were very enjoyable, and I would even say that the whole first act was excellent. Seeing 2 kids who love each other getting ripped apart was really hard to watch, and Takaki just gets beat down continuously. He keeps falling further and further into this dark hole, and it seems like there's no escape. It's incredibly emotional. You get this rush of all these different feelings in only 25 minutes. If it had just ended there, I would say that this is one of the greatest short films I've ever seen, and it would get my highest recommendation. However, then it moves on to the second act when Takaki's in high school. Now this was still really good, but the drama wasn't anywhere near as compelling, and this is where it starts to take a bit of a downward turn. And then in the final act, when Takaki's an adult, that's where it lost me. The melodrama gets overbearing. They were trying way too hard to make you feel sorry for the characters. This didn't ruin the film for me. It doesn't change how much I love the first 2 acts, but it certainly does take it down a peg. Now, while the story may have its flaws, I couldn't find anything wrong with the visuals. I'm sure that this had a fairly sizable budget because it's a movie, and they used every single dollar efficiently. The art is beautiful. Every frame looks like it was meticulously hand painted. Everything is extremely vibrant, and I have to give special mention to the lighting effects. They give the film this realistic look, and they help add an extra layer of realism to the story as well. When it comes to the music, it's incredibly manipulative, but in a good way. Each song seems like it was perfectly composed in order to pull various emotions out of you, whether it be joy, sadness, or tranquility. Like with the story, it does get overbearing towards the end, but overall, the soundtrack and the technical aspects in general were very impressive. It's just such a pity that the story had to peak so early. I would love to say that 5 centimeters per second is absolutely worth the $30, but I don't think it is. However, there is a page for it over on Crunchyroll now. It's not available for me since I live in Australia and Madman owns the rights here, but if it is available where you are, it's definitely worth watching for free. The first 2 arcs are great, and even though I personally didn't like the final arc, a lot of other people do. I seem to be in the minority there. My opinion seems to be more negative than most, so it may actually be worth $30 to you, and I hope that you take the time to find that out. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you have any feedback, please leave a comment, and if you like this video and want to see more, feel free to subscribe as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.